Psyche gathering the fleece of the rams of the sun, a Rococo masterpiece by Natoire. Psyche gathering the fleece of the rams of the sun is an oil-on-canvas painting by Charles-Joseph Natoire, a French painter in the Rococo manner, who was a pupil of François Lemoyne and director of the French Academy in Rome. The painting was completed in 1752 and is currently on display at the Chrysler Museum of Art in Norfolk, Virginia. The painting depicts an episode from Jean de La Fontaine's 1669 pastoral novel, The Loves of Cupid and Psyche, which is a retelling of the ancient myth of the love affair between the god of love, Cupid, and the mortal princess, Psyche. In the novel, Psyche is a beautiful shepherdess who attracts the attention of Cupid, who falls in love with her and visits her every night in a dark chamber. However, Psyche's curiosity leads her to light a lamp and see Cupid's face, which angers him and makes him abandon her. Psyche then wanders the world in search of her lover, and encounters various trials and dangers. One of them is imposed by Cupid's mother, Venus, who is jealous of Psyche's beauty and wants to destroy her. Venus asks Psyche to gather the fleece of the rams of the sun, which are fierce and violent animals that graze by a river. Psyche is terrified by the task, but she is helped by two swans, who carry her across the river, and by a nymph, who tells her to wait until the rams retire from the heat and then collect the wool that sticks to the brambles. The painting shows Psyche in the center foreground, collecting the golden wool from the thorny bushes. She is dressed in a white and blue gown that reveals her shoulders and legs, and has long blonde hair that flows over her chest. She looks down at the wool with a serene and graceful expression, unaware of the danger that surrounds her. The background is a pastoral landscape, with hills, trees, clouds, and a river. On the left, a nymph in a pink and yellow dress distracts a shepherd, who plays a flute, while Psyche gathers the wool. The nymph points to the right, where two swans face each other in the water, symbolizing Psyche's helpers and lovers. On the right, a ram with red eyes and horns peers out at the viewer, suggesting the threat that Psyche faces. The painting is full of light and color, creating a contrast between the softness and delicacy of Psyche and the harshness and violence of the rams. The painting is also full of movement and dynamism, as the figures and the draperies are animated by the wind and the river. The painting is a typical example of the Rococo style, which flourished in France in the 18th century and was characterized by elegance, sensuality, and fantasy. Natoire was one of the leading exponents of this style, and he was influenced by his master, Lemoyne, and by the Italian painter, Pietro da Cortona. Natoire was known for his history paintings, which depicted scenes from mythology, literature, and religion, as well as his portraits and decorative works. He was also a prolific draftsman and engraver, and he produced many designs for tapestries and illustrations. He was considered during his lifetime the equal of François Boucher, another famous Rococo painter, and he played a prominent role in the artistic life of France. He was a member of the Royal Academy of Painting and Sculpture, and he was appointed director of the French Academy in Rome in 1751, where he stayed until 1775. Psyche gathering the fleece of the rams of the sun is one of Natoire's most celebrated works, and it is part of a series of 6 paintings that illustrate the story of Cupid and Psyche. The series was commissioned by Germain Boffrand, a prominent architect, for the Oval Salon of the Hôtel de Soubise in Paris, which was the residence of the Prince and Princess of Soubise. The paintings were intended to decorate the walls and the ceiling of the salon, and they were praised by the critics and the public for their beauty and harmony. The paintings are now dispersed in various museums and collections, but they are still considered as one of the masterpieces of French Rococo art. Psyche gathering the fleece of the rams of the sun is a captivating painting that invites the viewer to enter a world of romance and adventure, where love triumphs over all obstacles. It is also a painting that reflects the taste and culture of the 18th century, when classical myths and pastoral novels were popular sources of inspiration for artists and writers. It is a painting that showcases the skill and style of Natoire, who was one of the most influential and celebrated painters in French history.